Good day. Today is Thursday, November the 8th, 2012, and I'm wearing another scarf because I continue to edit First Ladies. Hopefully all the work I'm putting in will produce an excellent movie. Final result. But before we get on to more movie tips, movie making tips, or participating in movie making tips, we have a cat. Apparently the cat is sick, and the cat went to the vet today. And we've kind of got an agreement not to spend a whole lot of money on this cat. Technically, it's not even technically our cat. It belongs to somebody else, but we won't get into that. We've been taking care of it for a few years now. So, what's the bill?
Remember you said I could spend no more than $1 a day?
I think I said a penny a day, but okay.
Okay, so the office exam and consultation was $44. You can repeat these so it won't sound...
$44
The
for a
blood
cat.
The blood work was $21.50.
So we're up to like 65.
The comprehensive profile, the vet scan, I'm not sure, I think that's more blood work, $49.
That's it. This is all you need to take care of a sick cat. I got what I need right here. What's the total bill?
$148.40.
$148.40. This is the answer right here. All right, enough of that. I'm not going to video killing the cat. When I take his head off, it'll be all done in private.
Give me that.
Movie stuff. Volunteer cast and crew. Sometimes crew is hard to come by. Doing a great job on a movie is easier when you've got a lot of crew. Ask anybody who's been on set when there hasn't been an extra set of hands when needed. So I think we're going to talk about the different positions that a production could use, a volunteer production could use you as a crew member to do one of the following.
Executive producer.
Okay, so that's the one who supplies the money, so that's not such a volunteer job. Next.
I don't think Emily's getting paid.
Yeah, but she gave us a discount, so.
Assistant producer.
That's somebody else who's supplying the money. Skip to the people who don't have to pay money.
The slate man.
Oh, yes. So, especially those who are doing sound separate from camera productions, the slate's a very, very, very essential tool because, at least the way I use it, scene, take, and in the middle I put the audio track file number. So when it comes time to edit, you just look at the beginning of the the scene, and you go, oh, I need track such and such, and it's easy to match them up that way. But if you don't have someone dedicated to running the slate, well, it kind of gets cast aside. So a slate operator is a very important person, in my opinion.
Yes, sorry I said slate man. I take that
Could be a
all back.
woman, slate person.
Crowd control.
Crowd control. So there are certain points in time on certain kinds of shoots where you got people wandering all over the place, and sometimes they're your own cast because anyway, I won't get into it. But you need someone to manage that. Sometimes you need someone to manage the actual people who aren't in your shoot who are going to be wandering by. You could just be standing there saying, please cross the street, holding a sign, whatever. Anyway, having people to handle the crowd of your own cast and crew or just passers-by is handy. So, that's an easy one for someone to do if they're willing to, interact with people.
Script reader.
Script reader. Now, depending on how many people you've got on your set, you might have a director who is looking at the script, trying to manage, is the dialogue being delivered correctly, and then trying to watch what's happening and trying to keep an eye on maybe too much stuff, right? So if you can have a script supervisor to just basically look at all things script related and maybe also keep track of the shot list, that what's been shot, what hasn't been shot, and keeping track of has the dialogue been delivered properly. Sometimes you highlight a spot saying it's really important this gets said this way, and other stuff is maybe ad lib or change is fine. But anyway, having somebody who looks at the script while the dialogue and such is being uttered by the actors is really handy.
Continuity.
Oh, that somebody who's got a digital camera, everybody's got one, a pocket camera, can be very helpful. They just sit around and take pictures all day. And then if there's a point in time where someone says, oh, we have to go do this again, at least you can look at the shot and say, oh yeah, did they have their coat on? Was their purse on their left shoulder? Was the door open? Was the door closed? La 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 la. So continuity person. That's very handy. You can do that if you like taking pictures.
Wardrobe and makeup.
Wardrobe and makeup. Most of the stuff I've been doing, bring your own wardrobe. Makeup, do your own makeup. But if there was a makeup person who wanted to come in and do makeup, I'm sure most productions would be over the moon. And as Vincent Valentino would say, there'd be cookies.
Props.
Props, well, someone to keep track of and manage and have them readily available because they have to be toted around sometimes. And from one, kind of a continuity thing sometimes too. Someone's got to make sure that prop is secure at the end of the shoot so that the next time it's needed, it isn't mysteriously missing. So that would be, a property manager kind of guy, prop person or girl.
Craft service.
Craft service, those actors and the crew, they don't come out and work all day without getting fed. At least not on my set. I always make sure there's food. And usually, from what I hear, it's really good food because it's not just potato chips and pop. I don't do that. In fact, no, it's not allowed. On my set, it's got to be something nutritious and healthy. So, but someone's got to produce the food onto the table, so to speak. Someone's got to go buy it. Someone's got to prepare it. So, my wife doesn't want to do that all the time. So, I'm looking for a good craft service person. And maybe that's you.
Set up and take down.
So, heavy toting, lifting kind of people, and they don't have to be big people because they say many hands make light work. So a set sometimes, and this could be even the cast if they want to help out, and they are very much appreciated when they do that. In fact, I think they get preferential treatment when they do that. But hey, it could be different from one set to another. But people who just carry stuff in and out, because sometimes there's some materials connected to the shoot that need to be carried in and out of the location.
Safety.
Safety. Well, somebody with a first aid training could help there. What else were you thinking safety-wise?
Electrical cords or tripping hazards.
Somebody who's just keeping an eye on what might be a hazard.
Tell them about Nicholas and Hugh Jackman.
So Joe has a relative nephew who was on the set with Hugh Jackman, and he was a production assistant, I believe, and his whole thing was at the start of every take, Hugh Jackman was Wolverine jumping off a building with his claws digging into the building, and at the beginning of every take, Hugh Jackman would come back up the steps and get ready to jump, and Nicholas's job was to say, "Please be careful of the step, Mr. Jackman." So I guess you could do something like that too on a volunteer production.
And safety for wheelchairs.
Safety for wheelchairs.
Wheelchair access, just to make sure everything's safe.
Okay. I think you should come over and talk about that. I have no clue what you're talking about.
I'm done now.
You're done now. Okay.
So if they want to volunteer, please call or email.
There was one other thing that was coming. Security. Security, as in, sometimes there's a lot of really expensive gear lying around, and someone's got to keep an eye on it. Sometimes it's just cool to have someone who'll stand there and stand guard. Or security for valuables, just so people's property doesn't walk away. So that kind of stuff is cool. And I think we've rambled on, and I think we're done now.
It's good.
Basically, bottom line, if you're interested in getting into something to do with movie making, the easiest way to end up in front of the camera is do work behind the camera, in my personal opinion, because there's always something going on where someone goes, we need someone, it would look better if we had another person, and once they work with you behind the camera, they know what kind of person you are, and it just makes it that much easier for you to be considered because the people who are making the movies know who you are. They've already worked with you, and they have an idea, we need someone to do this, and yes, there's even dialogue, and yeah, I work with so-and-so on the last shoot. I know they can do it because I talked to them, and they're great. Pick them. Go get them. That's the bottom line. Having your face around behind the camera can get your face in front of the camera, if that's what you want. That's all for today. Bye. I hope this wasn't too long and boring. Let me know if it was. See ya. Time to go chop the head off a cat.